don't even know
Yeah.
your name. I'm sorry.
So my
So,
name is Mike, and I work at a radio station out in the Inland Empire.
Mike, I apologize. Fucking management. You can never blame anybody but yourself. But oh, so it's radio.
Yeah.
So okay, cool. Good to meet you, bro. Cool. I'm in LA. I'm in IE a lot. It's a good area.
Yeah. So let's get into it, man. Talk to me about making this second album, Gorrilla Warfare. I imagine with everyone's crazy schedule, you either did it one of two ways, kind of chipped away at it for the past couple years, or went and knocked it out in like 2 weeks in the studio. But you tell me.
Yeah, it was I always it's kind of pretty much always the same thing with Powerflo. Sen and I get together Sunday night after football or during the night football game. He shows up with a case of beer and a couple buddies, and we just sit down and put a nose to the grindstone and kick out a Powerful song. Pretty much that's how it's been since the beginning. Prince, come on, bud. Sorry, guys, I'm walking my dog in the park. So Sen and I both played at Aftershock in Sacramento last week, and then I came right back and jumped into the studio working on new Biohazard. So yeah, we're super busy between Cypress Hill, Powerflo, Biohazard. Christian has now he's playing with Overkill. He's got Violence, and he also plays with Cypress Hill. So we're busy motherfuckers. But here, sorry, it's a radio. You could beat that. Hopefully, we're not live. And then the other thing, which is pretty dope, the the one thing about Powerflo, and I was telling the Biohazard guys this weekend, like the whole meaning behind the artwork and especially Gorrilla Warfare. Um, we've been through the ringer. You know, we've been my dog loves to trade squirrels. So we've been through the ringer. Our music career and our passion for making music together is unbridled. And pretty much at this time, it's like we wake up every morning and keep redoing the same thing out of the love we have for our for the music. You know, it's we've been through the ringer. It's never been about making money and fame and all that shit. And we're just three OGs who put music together, love playing, love writing, and Guerrilla Warfare to me kind of sums up pretty much that philosophy and that kind of drive that we have.
Let's talk about the other OG that you had guest on the title track, Gorilla Warfare, Ernie C from Body Count. Who made that call? You or Sen?
That well, we're all homies. We've been friends with them for years. I think, it was one of my first bands I met out in California. They were on Cop Killer,
Mhm.
and Ice and we were big fans of Ice. But Ernie's been a friend for years, so I was working on the song, and I played a lot of lead on the record, but there was something it wasn't clicking. And I said to Sen, I'm like, yo, I, I want to bring Ernie in. I think he'd be down. You cool with that? And he's like, fuck yeah. So Ernie came in and him and I just hashed out, some ideas, and he just nailed it. He fucking loved the song. He was telling me all these great stories about how he produced a Black Sabbath record, which I never knew, and it was amazing to hear. So and then he came in and jammed with us for the video, which was pretty cool. So he's a great player, great dude, and a good friend. So it was an honor to have him on the record too. We also dropped another single. You're probably going to ask me about that, so I'll wait.
War Machine.
War Machine last week, yeah.
Yeah,
So
that was killer too.
this week we're dropping a video. It's killer. The video wasn't done in time, so we had a lyric video put together at the last minute. But that song, another banger, has Phil Demmel playing lead on it. In almost the exact same story. I had some ideas, and then Phil I've known for years. Christian was playing with Phil in Violence, and then just happened.
The magic happens. I'm
Yep.
curious, Billy, when it comes to solos, are you like a one take guy or do you kind of really map it out? Is it a long process for you? I know some guys just are like one take when it comes to the solo, and then other guys kind of chart it out. Which way do you go?
I'm more creative. I don't plan anything out. It's like all my music. It's just a vibe. It's there, and it's not like if it's there or it's not, but it's there in a sense that I let the inspiration just flow out of me. I don't over criticize or overthink it. It's got to make sense. but I'm more of an Eric Clapton kind of guy, more melodic rather than a thrasher. So all these guys, like people like Phil and Ernie, and we had some other guests on the record. But that those things are it's so fucking amazing how they can just sit there and give you. And I love working with them as a producer. Like, so it's like, hey, what would this guy do? Give me Tony Iommi kind of vibe. Give me a Ace Frehley kind of vibe. Give me, and they can do it.
Yeah, yeah.
I have the ideas in my head, but as a singer and a rhythm player, that's not my wheelhouse. So as a musician, as a piano player, I think the melodies are what stick out to me as kind of the magnet, and that's what I look for.
Dude, you mentioned earlier the three OGs, so we got to talk about the new OG, Fred Aching, and man, that guy is a beast on the drums. But talk about bringing him in.
All right. So Fred, this is a funny story. Great dude, good friend. We've become very close. He was the drummer for a band I was producing, and they were called Underhander. Great guys. I'm good friends with the guitar player and singer, and we did a great job on the record. We were doing, I think we were showcasing. They just got a new bass player or something. We getting ready for a showcase, but I was out the rehearsal room, and I saw Fred play, and Powerflo. We just lost our drummer Fernandao. He's a friend of mine from Brazil, and so we were looking for somebody and holding tryouts, auditions. So Fred came up to me after rehearsal with his band and said, "Hey, I want to try out for Powerflo. Are you cool with that?" I'm like, "Yeah." And in my head, I'm like, "This guy ain't gonna. He can't do what Fernando does, guy." And I knew I never recorded Fred. So I never saw I never saw what he was made of. I just saw he joined the band after we did their record. But anyway, so I'm like, listen, this is your band, and I produce you guys. I said I can't poach you from another band. I said, but if you want to try out, in the back of my head, I'm thinking this guy's fucking never gonna make it. And so he went, and I guess he asked the band if it was cool if he tried out. But anyways, he ended up trying out, and he got the gig. And then I put him in, so he plays with my solo band called Billy Bio. Also,
Oh, killer!
Great drummer. But he made it. Right away we all looked at each other, Sen and I and Christian were like, "Yep, he's the dude." So he's awesome. The guys, I'm still friends with Underhander, the LA band. But the bass player, I remember the bass player had some fucking kind words to throw at me. I was like, "Dude, that's your boy. He wasn't happy with your band, so there you go."
Yeah,
And
dude.
it's happened a lot. Like Eloy from Sepultura now with Slipknot.
Right.
So it's drummers just constantly, it's good drummers. I wouldn't say, yeah, great drummers are hard to find, and they're in high demand. And when people, resonate with that kind of style, and they'll do whatever they have to do to get them.
Yeah.
It's the drummers are the backbone, Mike. It's the backbone of the band. You can have a great band and a shitty drummer, and your record's going to be fucking garbage. But if you have a great drummer and an okay band, you're worlds apart from the other option.
Yeah, Fred's a beast, man. I've seen him play
Yep.
with so many different bands, so many different styles. Doesn't matter. He crushes it all. And speaking of the four of you, any chance of this hitting the road at some point, or even maybe like a local SoCal show?
Yep, that's the plan. Christian and Fred are on tour November, so we're trying to do something for like a record release show in LA for December. That's the plan. Usually I don't talk about this until it's booked, but since you asked, I'll tell you. And then looking at tour for the next year.
Oh, beautiful! So we're
Just setting shit up. Yep. Oh yeah, of course. Especially in SoCal. I mean, this is our neighborhood. This is our state.
I was gonna say the last time I saw Powerflo was amazing on tour with Prong at the Slide Bar in downtown Fullerton.
Yeah, that was awesome, dude. I heard that closed.
It did. Unfortunately, went under, but that was
That
a
was a
hell of a
cool.
lineup.
Yeah, that was a great spot, man. That place rocked. Yeah,
Yeah,
the front and the back.
yeah.
Yes. So we'll be back for sure. Right now we're just trying to get the record out and do all that stuff and then juggle all the other bands and walking dogs.
I hear you. I appreciate
Yeah.
the time, Billy. Last couple of things I got for you. Wanted to give you a chance to talk about Billy Bio or Biohazard or what's else cooking for you besides Powerflo.
Um, Pretty much everything. I'm a creative dude. I can't shut it off. I have a drive that constantly destroys me. The guys I was with Biohazard were working on a new record. Come on, bud, Prince, come. And we were in this. We played and we did a song with Sendog at after show. He played directly across the field from us. Came over during our set, and we played a song we did together called "How It Is," which was killer. And then jumped on a plane 6 a.m, went right in the studio, and just got out last night about 2 a.m. with Biohazard. So I'm
Wow.
a busy dude, but I, I love what I create and love what I'm doing. Can't wait to get out new Biohazard. But right now, it's the focus has been what we created with Powerflo, and that's as a second record. I think that's the best representation of any band. Mike, you can name. I'm sure eight out of 10 bands is in your record collection. The second record is the gem. The
Mm.
first the first one grabs you, and it's usually way more raw, but the second one is more pure to me, and it the second record makes or breaks a band. Either they get they spend a lot of time on tour together in a van or whatever, and then they make that record after becoming really close and boiling down all the greatness of their first record and purifying it, and that usually comes out in the second record. And if it doesn't, there's never a third record.
Nope.
If
Totally.
there is, yeah, if there is, it's the singer and the girlfriend. The singer's girlfriend is the manager, and no, everybody else quit.
Right. It's funny, Billy, talking about records and second record, third record's always usually the one with all the hits on it. So let me dig a little deeper in that. We're an old school radio station. We do a feature called Mandatory Metallica, and
Fuck yeah,
I've been having this little Metallica debate, and it comes down to album 2 versus album 3. Ride the Lightning versus Master of Puppets. If you had to pick one out of those two, which one would it be?
that's tough. Why are you skipping Whiplash?
You mean Kill 'Em All?
I mean, Kill 'Em All. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Some covers on that one, and I feel
Okay.
like 2 and
That's
3 are
cool.
stronger.
I would say I was just putting Biohazard together, and I worked at this punk rock metal uh, like boutique in St. Mark's Place in Manhattan, um, and we used to crank "Ride the Lightning" all day long, and so I'm gonna have to go with that. It's a tough thing because Metallica, um, I absolutely love Metallica. We got a chance to tour with them. I got a funny story about Metallica. You want to hear this?
Yeah, of course, of
All
course.
right, all right. So pretty much every band knows, like, when you meet a band and you're like, oh, it would be great to tour with these guys. I would love to open up for them. You got to treat that in a very delicate way, or you don't give a fuck. But if if you meet somebody in a band and that's your ideal band that you want to tour with, you got to, you go out of your way to say hello, be cool, be cordial. You pay for their beer, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm not
Right.
saying kiss their ass, but there's the right way to handle it and the wrong way to handle it.
Sure.
I was at my some friends of mine had a after hour some spot in Manhattan, and it was a pretty happening spot. But I'm outside talking to the security dudes and the owners, and we're all young kids and they're buddies of mine. So Lars walks up. He's got maybe an entourage of like 10 people, and one of the owners says, "Hey, yo, Lars? Can you introduce us?" I'm like, "Yeah, no problem." So Lars walks by, and I'm like, "Yo, what's up, bro?" And he looks at me, kind of nods his head, and says, "Yeah, hi," and walks right past me.
Ooh.
So as New Yorkers, my buddies are like busting my balls. They're like, "Oh, what the fuck? You don't know him?" Yeah, blah blah. I'm like, "Yo, I do know him. He fucking knows me." So I rush. I walk in the club. I run up the stairs. Not run up the stairs. I walk up the stairs, VIP, and I push through to him and his people. And I sit him. I just sit right down next to him. I'm like, "Yo, what the fuck?" You said, "You know who I am." I said, you made me like an idiot in front of my buddies. I said, you know me, Billy from Biohazard. He goes, oh, I didn't recognize your hair. I'm like, it's always blonde, dude. That's my thing. It's like Dimebag with his red beard. Um, so he make long story short, he kind of motions over to one of his friends. She comes, sits next to me, and she's like, "Who? You know, what band do you play with?" I said, "Oh, you know, Biohazard." She's, "Oh, you guys are fucking heavy, cool." Blah blah blah. That was it. The next morning, I get a call from my manager, Scott Coney, rest in peace, and he said to me, "Hey, I heard you bumped into Lars last night," and I'm like, "Oh, here he goes. He's gonna bust my balls." And so I start telling him the story, and I was cool with Lars. I just basically went, stood up to him and said, "Hey, you know me. Don't act like you don't know me. Especially in front of my friends in New York, they're gonna bust my balls."
Right.
So sure enough, I started telling him the story. He interrupts me and he said, "Well, I don't know what happened or what you said or how you handle it, but they want to take you on tour." And I'm like, I pretty much dropped the phone. Prince, come on, but I pretty much dropped the phone, Mike, and I was like, "Yo, what?" I picked the phone up. They want to take us on tour, fucking Metallica. And I'm like, so word to the wise, you want to treat people always with respect, no matter who you are. I don't care if you're the garbage man or the president. You're cool with me. You get my respect, and that's it. But you always got to stand up for yourself. And I think Lars just respected the fact that I wasn't, afraid to tell him, yo,
Yeah.
I had to put him in check in a respectful way. So that's the Metallica story. So I'm gonna go with Ride the Lightning.
I love it, man. Love it. And just to put a button on it, man, what's your favorite Metallica tune? What can we play for you on Mandatory Metallica?
Ooh, let's play one. Can you play that? Because I
One?
just saw. Yeah, I know it's a long one for you, but it's I just saw a great video of them doing the song in like 1990 or 92, and then recently, and I was blown away. That band has fucking just year after year after year. And I've never heard anybody say anything bad because two things. One, they have all the fucking great songs. They're great fucking performers. They sound amazing. And it's just all around, they just all around win. They are the fucking kings. I'm so proud I had a chance to tour with them, meet them. We were the first band to ever be invited on stage with them to play.
Oh, wow. What song?
And we did Creeping Death,
Oh,
and
sick.
yeah, so we did. I think it was Creeping Death, but we did. I can't. I so we're hanging out backstage before the show, and one of the crew guys or one of their managers is like, "Hey, the guys want to jam a song with you." And then we look up. I'm like, "Yo, fuck yeah, let's do it." So
Yeah.
we go on stage. We're playing the song, and I think Evan, somebody in the band, and Biohazard came into the chorus too soon. And Lars looks at me. I'm standing with Jason and singing on his mic, and he looks at me, and I'm like, "Yo, it ain't me." And, and it was fucking Evan, who knows Metallica super well, but at the moment, the pressure is like, holy shit, we're on stage with one of our
Right.
favorite bands singing a song, and we fucked it up.
Beautiful, man. Thank you so much for the time. Can't wait for the album and the tour, man.
Yeah, me
Wait to
too,
see you
man.
guys play with Fred.
Yep, I'm looking forward to it. I appreciate you, Mike. Thank
Thanks.
you, bro. Thank you
Bye-bye.
for the support.
Of
Peace.
course. Bye-bye.